Hello, Madison. I wanted to take just a couple of minutes. I noticed that you made a note on your CT that you were having a hard time finding the citation. So I just wanted to kind of point you in the right direction and help you with that. So on the CTE page, if you will go in that module, there's a sample CTE and a sample format. And then I also went over the how to set that up in these two videos that are under the first CT that we did. I'm pretty sure it's in this one right here where I kind of go over how to set up the citation. But we're going to set up one together that you can use for the rest of the semester. So what you're going to do, you're going to make sure that, and these go at the bottom of your page after your CTE. You can use this citation for the rest of the semester on your CTEs. So it's going to be author's last name and first name. So let's go ahead and just do the one that's coming up this week, which is, let me find a copy of the text. My Papa's Waltz. And then that way you'll have what you need to get that one set up correctly, and then you can kind of fix those for the rest. So the author for this week is Rothke, Theodore. Okay, so it's author's last name, first name, making sure that we're in Times New Roman font, we're in 12 point, our thing is double spaced. After the period comes the title of the text, which is My Papa's Waltz. Having difficulty. My Papa's Waltz. Okay, and that also gets a period, and we're going to tuck that inside the quotation marks. So author's last name, first name, period, title of the text, which is My Papa's Waltz, and we're going to tuck that period inside there. The next thing that's going to come is the title of the text that it comes from, which is the Bedford Introduction to Literature. Okay, and then I'm going to stick a comma after that. Because this is a title of a textbook, we're going to take it and we're going to highlight it and we're going to italicize it. Because titles of books, longer works, always get italicized. Short stories, poems, song titles, all of those get quotation marks. So that's why this is in quotation marks and this is not. So we're going to italicize that. Oh, I missed the E. Okay, after that is going to be the edited by, hold on one second. All right, after that comes the editor. So you're going to type in edited by, and his name is Michael Meyer with a comma after that. So there's my text, the title of my book. It's edited by Michael Meyer. The title of the publisher comes next, which is Bedford, STMARTINS, Bedford St. Martin's. And that also gets a comma after that. Then the year that it was published is 2016. Comma after that, and then that's when your page numbers come into play. If you have multiple pages, like our story last week that we read, which was Popular Mechanics, was on 2 pages, you would do PP period. If it's just one page like our poem for this week, it's only on 1 page, so I'm just going to do a P, and the page number is 772. And those page numbers come from when you open up the text in the CTE module. Hold on, let me find it really quick. Oh, I've got like 90 million. When you open up the text here, you will see the page number at the top of the page. So I'm going to open one so you can see it. So yeah, this was the page number for Elegy for My Father, which was the first one, and it rolled into 2 pages. So it's 1024 to 1025. But that's at the top. When you open up that PDF of the text, this page number is what you're going to put on your CTE. So let's go back to our thing. We got just a couple more things we got to finish up. After you put your page number, so if it's more than 1 page, it's PP period, and then the page number, and it would be a range. It would be like 772 to 773. If it's just 1 page number, like our poem this week, it's P period, and then the page number, and then a period at the end. So that's what it should look like. The next step that you have to take is you have to move into a hanging indent. I'm just going to show you how to do that. Up here at the top of your bar, you'll notice that you have like a ruler at the top, and that ruler is it's the setup of your tab spaces and your indents in your essay, in your page. So there's a gap, obviously. It's like right here, the gap is because you have a 1-inch margin all the way around your page, and so you'll notice that you can toggle with these two things right here. So the top bar is the first line indent, the bottom line is the left indent. What you're going to do is you're going to highlight your entire citation just like that. You're going to go up here. I'm in Google Docs. I think most everybody is using Google Docs these days. You can do the same thing in Microsoft Word or Works or whatever it is, but I think everybody, is safe to say, is Google Docking everything lately. So you're going to take the triangle, and if you click the mouse and hold it down, you'll notice that it says 0.00. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drag that whole thing to 0.50. Okay, I'm going to do it again just so you'll see. I've highlighted the entire citation. I've gone up, I've grabbed this little triangle, and I've drug it over to 0.50. Okay, that's an indent. That means that I'm indented in from that left margin. I'm indented in 0.50 spaces. Okay, I don't want the whole citation to be like that though. I want to go over to the top. I'm going to pick up that first line, and I'm going to take this little rectangle right above the triangle. Here we go. And I'm going to drag it back over to the 0.00. Okay, I'm going to go through that whole step one more time. I highlighted the entire thing. Then I took the triangle, I drug it to the 0.50 and released it. I unselected it and reselected just the top line. I'm going to grab the rectangle, and I'm going to move it back over to 0.00. Okay, now what I have created is a hanging indent on that second line. If this citation rolled on into another line after that, every line after the first line gets the hanging indent. Okay, this is going to be really important that you understand this process, because your first essay, all your essays really, when you're doing citations, like this is what they should look like when you set them up. Okay, so I've got my author's last name, comma, first name, period, the title of my work, if it's a poem, short story, in parentheses, in quotation marks. Now we will have one story that is a play at the end. It's the last CTE. And longer works like plays and things get italicized. But for right now, we are working with quotation marks because we're dealing with shorter text. Period inside the quotation marks. Then I'm going to italicize the title of the text, the book that the story comes from, which is the Bedford Introduction to Literature, a comma, edited by Michael Meyer, who's the editor, comma, Bedford St. Martin's, comma, which is the publisher, 2016 is when it was published, comma, and then the page number at the end, followed by the period at the end, and then I set up my hanging indent. I hope that helps. You can use this exact same one as you go forward. You can use this one for the next CTE that you have to do, which is, I think, is the Raven. So all you would do is kind of swap out the author info, the title of the story info, and then the page numbers would be the only thing that you swap out. So you might want to save this as kind of like a template so that you can use it for every CTE. I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions.